What's up, guys? It's Dalton. I'm back here today working on the abandoned E150 camper, and on the last one we got the flooring ripped out. Everything's clear, ready for new subfloor. So we're going to work on this, get this cut. Hopefully we can do some test fitting and maybe get this installed and get good progress on this. So I got these two 2x4 sheets of this is 7/16 OSB plywood. I'm not going to insulate the floor. I know people are going to ask about that, but for where we live, we don't need insulation. I don't plan on going to like Antarctica with it, so should be good there. But we're going to work on this today, so come along with us, and we're going to do some cutting. So if you come around here, I'll show you what I've got here so far. I went inside the van, and there's a fuel filler neck that's at the back, and then obviously the wheel well. I took a piece of paper and just kind of cut it to where it fit roughly in the shape of the fuel filler neck in there. So I've traced that out here. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to make it more manageable, I'm going to cut it in a small section here for this piece since it's kind of a delicate area. And I'm going to take this piece, test fit it, and then hopefully once we get this, we'll get the wheel well cut out, and we'll get it in there. Hopefully all this fits good, and then if so, then we'll be good. So I reckon let's get this ball rolling. Let's go. So I got this portion cut out, my rough cut. Hopefully it fits. Now I'm going to cut this across so that I can take this small chunk, be more manageable inside the van, and we're going to see if we can get this to fit. So let's cut this, and then we'll go to the van and see what we can do. Got this cut. Let's go check it out in the van, see what we got test fit wise. So we're going to try to slide this in here, see what we've got. Okay, so it looks like I need to probably trim this up, maybe notch it out here just a little bit. And as far as this goes, we look good. I think I need to go a little wider on both of these sides here. But other than that, I think we're good. I'll get my pencil and struck up some lines and go back to the cutting. Alright, so we're going to trim these out, and I'm going to notch out this area here so that hopefully it'll fit this go around. Well, my dang blade fell out. I guess I'll have to fix this real quick so we can get back to work. That ought to do it. Alright, so looking at that, it looks pretty close. Obviously it's not perfect, but should do pretty well for what we need it for. Just got this notched out, and you know, obviously these are at the wrong angle, but I think this will do. Should be fine. We can get the upper level a little more closer to true, I guess you'd say, once we get the actual floor down. But let's roll with that. Let's work on this now. Alright, so we got this big piece cut, and was hard to finagle in here, so that's why we didn't get me putting it in here, because it's just huge and a pain. But one thing I noticed I didn't account for, and I'm showing you guys this because I want you to see the struggles, but I didn't account for it coming off the wall. So when I cut it, I didn't account for the gap on the wall. So right now I have this about an inch gap here. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to just take the piece that I cut out here, and I'm just going to trim, a strip, and we'll get that cleared up. And then of course I've got gaps on that, and then of course over here I've got about an inch gap too. So I'm just going to cut little pieces. We'll glue those in place. It's going to be fine. We'll make more exact measurements the next go around. I just didn't think about the gap off of the wall there with these studs. So it's not a big deal, not the end of the world. We'll just roll with it and keep cutting up. Alright, so we got these two pieces in. I got this piece of trim tossed in here. So all this is kind of set in place until we screw it down, of course. Next I'm going to do from here to here, and I'm going to leave this gap open so that I can make a hole for this on that other piece. But I measured this out at about 52 and a half, and let's see, 23 and a half that way. So let's go back to the drawing board, get this drawn out, and cut it, and see if this fits. This doofus behind the camera's got me cracking up, but I'm gonna cut this well out first, and I'm just gonna cut these verticals, and then I'll cut the big piece out, and then cut this longs. But that doesn't matter. I'll cut it here, and you guys can watch. Right, so we got this piece cut out and set in place. I went ahead and cut the groove for those holes, those wires that come up for the batteries, and of course notch that out there. But that piece is in, so we'll move on to that, and then this piece and that piece. Alright, so for this piece, I got to cut like a square here for the center for that propane line that sticks through the floor. So since I'm cutting in the middle, I'm just going to drill a hole and then use a jigsaw to cut it out the rest of the way. Alright, so we got all the subfloor in. I'm just going to screw this down to the floor with these self-drilling wafer heads from Lowe's. So I'm going to put these in every so often and get this nice and secured to the floor of the van, and then we'll have a good base to start putting good flooring on top. Well, I got some screws put in. It's kind of hard to see, but they're in there. I ran out of some screws, so I'm going to get more. I'm not a huge fan of these. They seem to have too fine of a thread that they're not really grabbing onto the metal below. So I'm going to see if I can find something a little bit better at Lowe's, and maybe we'll get better luck on the next round. Alright, so we've got all these floor pieces cut and put in, and got them all screwed in place. It's kind of hard to see all them screws, but there are screws all over the place. Got this nice and flat, no loose spots in the floor. So I think we're ready to do some underlayment and put down the actual laminate. Went to Lowe's, got some more screws, and got a flooring that I think will look pretty good in here. So we will get to work on that. The tractor just drove by. Alright guys, so we got the subfloor installed. Went and bought some underlayment and some vinyl flooring. Gonna work on putting this down. Can you believe this underlayment is $44 a roll for this thin plastic paper, pretty much. But anyways, we're gonna get this installed, go the rest of the way. I did this side. Very tricky getting around all these things. Terrible at cutting it, but it is what it is. It's a van. We'll do something. But I guess we're gonna work this way forward, and hopefully we'll get this done here soon. Alright guys, so we've got the flooring completely installed in the van. It took 3 boxes. The laminate flooring is about 70 square foot. Obviously this van is only really about 48. I think it's 6 by 8, something like that, to where I did. But you got to account for some of the pieces that you cut and the small sections and whatnot. So you lose some there, but I got it in. It's looking real nice. Took me forever to get this right. It's my first time laying down this vinyl flooring. So I did struggle a little bit there, but it's in there. It looks good. I've got some transition strips to go across the front here to transition over to the carpet. And then out here on the step, I got to clean up that last little bit of carpet remnants that I cut out, and just do a transition on that portion, and that should do the floorings on this thing and get that nice and good. Then we can start putting the walls in and really start moving along, build the bed, sink, all that different stuff. So I'm going to end it on this with the flooring today with this video, and hopefully in the next video we'll be putting the walls in and doing some more cosmetic stuff. Alright guys, so we got the flooring on this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry you didn't get to watch me put this flooring in. This is my first time putting in a vinyl floor like this, especially into a van. It's a little bit different than in a house, but I got it done. It looks good. In the next video, we're going to be putting the walls in, so that should be good. We'll start really getting some cosmetic things looking good in here, and I think it'll really look nice once we start getting some progress moving. It's come a long way from what it was to what it is now, so I'm excited to get this finished and let you guys come along with me for the videos. And if you guys have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. Like the video if you do like this video or this series. I'm going to have a bunch of videos on this van, so stay tuned for more, and subscribe if you want to give me little bit of a boost, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Peace.